I'm not about to have a crazy intro today, so we're finishing up the God of War Trilogy with God of War 3. Originally released March 16th, 2010 for the PlayStation 3, then remastered for the PlayStation 4. The game was developed by Santa Monica Studios and published by Sony Computer Entertainment. The game follows Kratos' last bit of journey in taking down Zeus. With that being said, let's hop into the game. Run it!
I will have my revenge!
The game opens up where the previous game last left off, with Kratos and the Titans attacking. Jumping into Zeus' perspective, he manages to bring the gods together to try and stop the attackers. I ain't gonna lie, these niggas looking like they about to drop the meanest diss track. I'm talking about first off, fuck your bitch and clicky-clank levels type of this. With this, all the gods get to fighting off the invaders. Poseidon is the first person to go against Kratos, since he was on Gaia, who Poseidon attacked. The two get to scrapping until Kratos beats Poseidon with a Superman speed blitz, knocking him out of his water avatar. Poseidon then proceeds to trash talk Kratos, who in return gives Waterboy a beating and 2 glory holes for eyes. Climbing up to Zeus, Kratos proceeds to drop one of the hardest lines to ever be spoken.
The hands of death could not defeat me. The sisters of fate could not hold me. And you will not see the end of this day. I will have my revenge!
But Zeus countered Kratos with
y'all forgot who the fuck I was?
Kratos and Gaia off the mountaintop. Kratos ends up falling all the way to the underworld, due to Gaia not wanting / being able to help him. She also called this nigga a pawn, so you already know what's going through Kratos' head while he's falling.
This nigga gonna die.
He falls into the river Styx, 66666, which drains him of his powers. It's a tradition at this point in time. Getting out of the river, Kratos is greeted by Athena in her projection illusion trickery form. I don't know what the hell this is. She said when she saved Zeus, it sent her to a higher existence. Then she gaslights the nigga talking about he was one that killed her, yada yada. Like, granted, it's true, but it ain't necessary at this point in time. She then tells him that if he wants to kill Zeus, he has to take out his source of strength, being the fire of Olympus. Even though he was about to kill him at the end of the previous game, which required Athena to come and body block for Zeus. Oh yeah, Athena, she's on Kratos' side for killing Zeus now, because she knows more. It's not really explained right here. I'm just making, if you understand it more at the end. With this, Athena gives Kratos the Blaze of Exile and leaves, telling him as long as Zeus is alive, there is no hope for mankind. So with Kratos now having a new weapon and being in the underworld, he decides to go and kill Hades. You may be wondering why he's going to kill Hades. Well, it's to leave the underworld, even though he managed to leave the underworld in all the other previous games without killing Hades. So, yeah. Things happen while Kratos was down there. He gets a bow, he meets a spirit girl, he gets laughed at by Hades. He meets Hephaestus, who was a forge god that got locked up by Zeus. And he used Hades' wife's casket as a battering ram. Kratos entered Hades' chamber where they proceed to fight. The reason why Hades is fighting Kratos isn't just because he was attacking Olympus, but also because Kratos killed his niece Athena and his brother Poseidon. So it became more personal. So with that, the two get scrapping. I'm gonna be honest, this is the best boss fight of the entire trilogy so far. Simply due to the fact that it has so many stages. You feel like you're fighting an actual god, compared to, you know, Poseidon, who you just felt like he was being a water nigga. Anyways, Kratos ends up beating him by sucking his soul out of him with Hades' own weapon. He hit him with the,
"You don't look like this, bitch, you ain't sucking dick enough! You ain't sucking dick enough!"
Leaving Hades' room, Kratos runs back into Hephaestus, who asks Kratos to go find his daughter, but Kratos responds with,
"Ain't nobody got time for that."
Hephaestus then tries to guilt trip him with the daddy card, the father card, it slightly works. Kratos then uses a portal to get to the city Olympia, but he meets a guy who needs a hand, but instead, Kratos remembers what happened when he fell, so instead of giving a hand, he decides to take her hand instead. Pushing forward, Kratos helps a Titan take down Helios, which Kratos tries to beat some information out of.
Wait! I can tell you that to destroy Zeus, you must step into the flame to receive its power.
You lie, Helios! Hephaestus told me the flame kills all who touch it.
And you believe him? That freak has fallen from the graces of Olympus!
That is exactly why I believe him.
My death will not lead you to Zeus.
That is where you are wrong.
Kratos uses Helios as a glorified flashlight, which he used to navigate through the caverns, where he ultimately meets Hermes, aka the fast nigga.
Kratos, where are you off to today? Kill any family members lately? Oh, that's right. You're off to kill your father, Zeus. Won't happen, can't happen. Kratos is on a fool's errand. Again. Never, never learn. Never, never change. Kratos the fool who killed his own blood. Kratos the fool among mortals and gods. Forever, ever cursed. Forever, ever doomed. Consumed by vengeance to his last breath. The Spartan lights the way to dusty death.
That's called motherfucking bars, nigga! You know nothing about—
With this, Kratos gives chase to Hermes. While chasing him, he comes across Pandora's box. Athena then reappears and tells him that the power to kill a god was still inside the box, and that the power Kratos received to defeat Ares was the evil that Zeus has put inside the box after the Titan Wars. The only way to get to the fire is by using Pandora, aka the Spirit Girl, since no one can enter the fire besides her. Hermes then reappears and chases Zeus again, until Kratos manages to beat him in a fight.
Leave me alone! Go away!
Pushing for it, and after completing a PlayStation puzzle, Kratos runs into Hera, the wife of Zeus. He asks her where he can find Pandora at. Hera doesn't answer. Instead, she sends out Hercules. Or Hercules. No, nigga, we ain't that special. We saying it the American way. Hercules. I actually like the dynamic between Hercules and Kratos. Hercules being jealous of the attention given to Kratos by Zeus and everyone, while Kratos isn't trying to fight him. He even goes as far as calling him his brother, which is, I think, the first time he acknowledges anyone as his brother, besides the Spartans and his actual brother. But it doesn't work, so Kratos is forced to deal with him. Kratos then finds Poseidon's wife, or daughter, or prince, or somebody he cares about, and uses her as a carjack. I'm gonna be honest, this is not this man's finest moment. Given the fact he could use an enemy, a chest, one of Hercules' gauntlets, hell, he could just use Hermes' shoes just to run through the damn gate, but instead he uses a a human being. Not the best moment. Not a shining moment for him. Kratos manages to reach one of the bronze statues to speak to Pandora, who only gets a chance to tell him that she's in the labyrinth before Zeus takes her and locks her up. Kratos returns to Hephaestus after running into his wife Aphrodite. She tries to get Kratos to sleep with her, but Kratos is too much on his grind. He doesn't have time for you can do this, but she's married, so let's have some respect, some decorum. And now, Kratos asks Hephaestus where he could find the labyrinth at. This sends Hephaestus into a state of panic, to the point where he spills all the damn beans. Okay, so originally Hephaestus was tasked with creating a box to hold all the evils of the world after the Titans War. While creating the box, Hephaestus realized that the safest place for the box would be inside the fire of Olympus. So he creates a key to bypass the fire by crafting it out of the heart of the fire, which took form as Pandora. But when it came time to give them up, it didn't go as it should have.
When Zeus came to take the box, I hid Pandora away. I told him that storing the box on the back of Kronos would be the safest place. After all, who could best the Titan? I lied. I did it to save my child. Surely you can understand that. It was your triumph using the box that revealed my deceit. Zeus tortured me until I confessed the truth of my beloved Pandora. He took her away, leaving me alone in my torment.
Kratos reminds him that Zeus will die, so he can help or get out the way. Hephaestus agrees and tells Kratos that he will create him a weapon, but he needs a special rock which is in Tartarus, so Kratos goes. And when he arrives, he runs into Kronos, who was banished to Tartarus since he failed at keeping Pandora's box safe. Oh, yeah, we went over this in the first God of War. Go watch that right here. Kronos really ain't fucking with Kratos since he killed Gaia, so he tries to kill him by crushing him. That didn't work. He then tries eating him. That also didn't work. He then gave up, but Kratos was like, he wasn't having that neither. Kratos returns back to the forge with the stone. Oh yeah, the stone was in Kronos' stomach. I forgot to mention that. I believe it was the same stone that Zeus's mom switched him with in the second game. I'm not sure, but it looks the same. Actually, yeah, it is the same, yeah. He returns to the minor surprise of Hephaestus, who makes him a weapon and then tries to kill him. But Kratos, being Kratos, gets it back in blood.
My beautiful Pandora.
With this, Kratos rushes to... Technically, she's a widow now, so we in the clear. While heading to the labyrinth, Kratos runs into Hera again in her garden, who proceeds to call him all out his name. Of course, he respects her as a woman and ignores her until she called Pandora a whore. That's when he just breaks her neck.
Luck with that little whore you call Pandora.
Arriving at the labyrinth, formerly known as the cavern, Kratos runs into Icarus' daddy after solving some of the labyrinth, who tells him how to solve the rest of it, because he thought Kratos was Icarus due to him having the wings. Solving the puzzle, Kratos meets Pandora.
Gotcha, bitch! He told me to never talk to you again. He told me if I did, he would hurt you the way he hurt my father.
He won't.
He told me he would kill you.
He can't. We must leave this place.
Come, I can show you the way.
While traveling to the fire, the pair discuss fear and hope, and how each person sees them. Pandora believes that hope is what makes people strong, while Kratos believes hope is something for the weak. Kratos then leaves Pandora on top of the labyrinth while he journeys to break the chains holding the balance of power in Olympus, which is in the underworld. It's all the way in the underworld. It was shown early on in the game when he first arrived there. Kratos returns to Pandora when she informs him that Zeus is nearing. Arriving, he meets Pandora and Athena's projection, the trio, or duo, or something. I don't know what to say about Athena. She doesn't go with She just pops up, says line, and leaves. So the duo then heads to the Mt Olympus, where Pandora is stopped by Kratos from jumping in the fire. Hey yo, I wanna be honest. I'm about to be honest as possibly you can. Who asked for this? Like throughout the entire game, the whole focus was killing Zeus, no matter the cost. He was killing people that didn't need to be killed, such as when he got his bow, or when he used a woman as a carjack, or this random nigga just trying to survive. But you're telling me right here, at the fucking finish line, all of a sudden he grows a big enough conscience to not go through with it. Granted, he did have some time to connect with the girl. They spoke a couple of times, but not enough to change Kratos. Actually, now thinking of it, The Last of Us did what this game tried to do. Just think about it. Just think about it with me for a second. Both games have a similar ending. The main protagonist goes against completing their main goal, to protect their pseudo daughter due to the fear of them failing their daughter again since they couldn't protect them the first time. Okay, got that. The only problem is, for The Last of Us, that was the entire fucking game. It was supported by it. We seen this man, Joe, who was a hardened survivor, realize his love and care for Ellie as they journeyed to the end. That was the whole point. Now, Kratos, on the other hand, he's not a hardened survivor. He's not a regular. This nigga has been battling gods, monsters, demons. He's just a different breed of nigga. He's a demon. We have been with this nigga for multiple games now. At this point, the number of times he's shown mercy or regret, you can count all them bitches in one hand. Okay, let's go through some of them. The biggest one, killing his family. Yeah, it's sad. We recasted it over a couple of games, yada yada. Second one, killing Athena, which is technically his cousin, so he killed another family member, and that's it. He doesn't think. He's a fucking Spartan. So why is he all of a sudden growing such a big consciousness right now? Now, granted, I didn't play any of the side games. You know, if it don't have a number, I didn't play it. But maybe it changes, maybe it don't. But from what we've seen, he shouldn't be acting this way. Alright, that's it. Listen, all I'm saying is that it doesn't fit his character right now, per se. His character right now. Pandora tries to run into the fire, but while the pair was talking, arguing, Zeus popped up and grabs her. Kratos and Zeus get to barking at each other. Kratos trying to get Pandora free, and Zeus calling Pandora merely an object. Damn, this nigga Zeus must have popped all the real pills. Granted, he's not wrong in this instance, but still, wild things to say out of context. And even in context as well, it's still a little wild.
Release the girl, Zeus!
Don't confuse this object, this construction of Hephaestus with your own flesh and blood. But perhaps you already have, Spartan. Your quest for Pandora, your pathetic attempt for atonement from the family you slaughtered, has caused nothing but havoc on Olympus. Look around at what you have done.
I see only what I have come to destroy.
Taking pity on you has been my greatest mistake, Kratos. Just as taking pity on this thing will prove to be your greatest mistake.
This has nothing to do with her!
It has everything to do with her!
Put her down!
As you wish.
The duo gets to scrapping for the third and almost final time. This time, as a Smash clone. Hey, I'm being honest, I don't know why they decided to do this. Maybe they were excited from Kratos being the guest star character in Soul Calibur 4 for the PSP edition or something, but this wasn't it. The first time they used this type of fighting camera was in the previous game, God of War 2, but that was due to the fact they needed to, since the fight took place in dark and it was kind of had to be like, who will be fighting, it had to be a secret, so they did it for that. But for this, it feels kind of like, it feels a little whack. While the pair battles, Pandora tries to jump in the fire, which Kratos manages to stop.
Stop her, Kratos! Do not let her into the flame!
This is what I am meant to do! You know that! Please!
Hush!
Kratos, you know this is the only way!
Don't listen to her, Kratos. For once in your pathetic life, don't fail. Don't fail her like you failed your family.
Now you see now, you done fucked up, man.
With the fire handled, Kratos manages to open up Pandora's box yet again, but this time it's empty. Zeus taunts him some more, and then leaves to look out over the world. Kratos follows and the two throws even more hands, but they're interrupted by Gaia, who wants both of them dead due to Zeus being, well, he's Zeus, that was his main goal, aka old beef, and Kratos cause he made her world bleed. Yeah, each time Kratos killed a god, more and more of the world fell to ruins, so it's kind of fucked up at this point. The pair takes the fight to inside Gaia, where Kratos manages to stab both Zeus in the gut and Gaia in the heart. Kratos, believing the pair to be dead, he drops his guard, which Zeus' spirit takes advantage of. I ain't gonna lie, Casper just knocked the sonic wings out of his ass. With his items broken, Zeus finally kills Kratos for like the fifth time, I guess. Waking up, Kratos turns to Dark Kratos and is forced to relive some of his biggest failures and regrets. But he is helped out by Pandora, who gives him some fires of hope to combat his past and allow for himself to actually start to forgive himself, which he does after interacting with his family and Athena. Waking back up, with the fires of hope fueling him, Kratos proceeds to give Zeus' spirit and body the hands. With Zeus dead, the world falls fully in disarray. Athena then comes and congratulates Kratos on his victory, which he promptly disregards, noting the condition of the world. Athena says that Kratos can go, but first he needs to give her the power that he got from the box. He simply replies that the box was empty. Athena then asks questions until she could put the pieces together. Turns out that when Kratos popped the trunk on Ares back in the first God of War, he released the evils onto the gods. It infected them with fear, so they were acting out of character. But for Kratos, he ended up absorbing the power that Athena put in the box to counteract the evils, being hope. Kratos, being riddled with guilt and regret, wasn't able to use the power in its full until he forgave himself. Athena, getting agitated by the second, demands the power back. It then tries to guilt trip Kratos again with everything she got, but Kratos is done with it. So he takes the blade of Olympus and with this, he dies and gives hope back to the world. He didn't actually die though. Later on, we find out he didn't. He survived and he moved on to Norse mythology. It's gonna be a future video. With that, the game and the trilogy comes to an end. Okay, God of War 3. Overall, it was a fantastic ending for the trilogy. Honestly, I don't have anything negative to say about the game, except for two things. Being Kratos and Pandora gave the nigga too much heart for someone he just met. And I don't care that he used to be a daddy. Enough wasn't done for the relationship to be built. And second off, the gods being infected by the evils. Again, I wish I could have saw more of that aspect compared to just the end. With that being said, this game still stands as one of PlayStation's best games, hands down. Whatever good thing I said about it, about the previous game, and about the previous games, applies to this game. Plus the boss fights are amazing in this. So, yeah, go play it if you haven't. So, I'm done talking. Video over. If you like what you saw, hit that like and subscribe, comment, all that good shit. And with that being said, the galaxy needs me. Farewell.